Hi everyone. I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce you to a really useful internet resource called Diigo, which was a social bookmarking site, which means that you can bookmark something from, say, your computer at school, and then you can access it on your phone and have your same bookmarks list at home. Google Chrome will do the same thing, and so that's not particularly amazing. But Diigo does some other things that I haven't seen elsewhere, and I think it's great for internet research, and so worth a few minutes of our time to take a look at what it can do. And so if you're interested, you need to click sign up to get yourself started. It's a free service, or at least there's a free version, which is what I use. You can upgrade for additional privileges for an ad-free version. I tolerate the ads and go with the free version, and so I'm going to click right there, and it brings up our create an account page. You know the drill here, how to set up an account for anything. It's pretty much the same, and so you're going to do that and click create an account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to sign in. And this will take me to my Diigo library page. And in my library page, you can see some ads, which you won't have with the premium version. You can see my list of links that I've saved here. And if I click any of those, they'll just take me to the web page that I was bookmarking. But you'll also see that some of these links have text beneath them, and that's the cool function of Diigo. And I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so I'm just going to go to start with to well, first let me, I guess, talk to you about the Diigo extension in your toolbar that you can get. And that's this little blue D button up here in my toolbar. If you're going to be using Diigo, this is a great button to have because you can use all the functionality of Diigo without ever even coming to this library page. And it's really simple to get this. You can do a couple of things to install it. You can go into your Chrome preferences over here and find extensions. You could just Google search for the Diigo extension for Chrome or for Internet Explorer or Firefox, whatever you're using. Maybe the easiest way is over here underneath the profile, just to go down to Tools. And here are the browser add-ons. I don't know what some of these things even are. Maybe some of you guys will really get into this and you can teach me cool tricks, but for now this is what I'm talking about, the Diigo extension. And it's available, it says, on Chrome, which is the recommended browser, but also they have it for Internet Explorer and Firefox. And just click there on whichever browser you use and it'll walk you through the process, a really quick installation, and then you've got this little button here. And I'll show you how that button works. I'm just going to go to this website. I saw this article in my Facebook feed the other day with Halloween time, the Onion's Guide to Trick-or-Treating. And so this is not probably something that you would typically be looking at for college research, but it amuses me, so this is what I'm going to go with here. If I click on my Diigo button here in the toolbar, it's going to open up some options for me. The first one I want to show you is the Save button. If I click that, this is where it allows me to save this to my library. Okay? I can add a description if I want. The title is already there for me. I can mark it as private, as read later. I could also share with a group if I have a group of people with similar interests that I'm a part of on Diigo, or if I'm perhaps working on a group research paper or project. A really important step here is to tag this, and I'll show you why later on, but putting a tag on whatever you're bookmarking is really going to help you to keep your information organized when you start to get a whole bunch of information in your library. You want to be able to quickly sift through it and find what you need. So I'm just going to label this Halloween and I'm going to save it. Okay, now I'm going to flip back to my other page, the library page, and I'm going to refresh it, and you'll see that that Halloween bookmark pops up. The Onion's Guide to Trick-or-Treating. Okay, so it's right there. Now, big deal. I saved a bookmark. That's not super impressive. because you can do that in lots of different ways. But as I said, Diigo does more, and I want to show you that now. So I've already clicked my Diigo button there. Now you can see there's a bookmark on it. That means that I have saved that page. And below that it says annotate and capture the web. These are the things that make Diigo really cool. If I click on our highlighter here, it will give me some options. So we have yellow to start with. I'm just going to highlight a couple of these tips in yellow. Okay, and I'll highlight a couple in blue. Now notice when I highlight, or if I go and hover over a highlight, I can get some options here as well. So I can change the color here, but this is what I really like. You can share this highlight with somebody else, or, and I haven't used much of the sharing and the social abilities within this, but you can add a sticky note, or essentially an annotation for that little bit of information that you just found online and found to be valuable for your research. So I'm just going to annotate this and say, this is a great tip for trick-or-treating! Exclamation mark, because I'm really excited about that. I'm going to hit the save button, and now I've got my note there. So not only am I able to mark information that's important on this page, and all this is going to save to my library page, but I'm also able to interact with the information to actually annotate the web. Now I can annotate my individual highlights like this just by hovering over the highlights, or if I want to make an annotation for the page in general, I can go back up here to my main toolbar and click the sticky note button, and I can add a sticky note. Okay, and again, I can share this particular note with somebody else. I can change the color if I'm led to do that for some reason. And so I'm just going to annotate this and say, great article about Halloween costumes. And I'm going to save that. So general annotation for the whole web page. Now I'm going to head back to my library page, and again you can see my Onion Guide to Trick-or-Treating there. I'm going to refresh it and we'll see the updates. Now we can see my blue sticky note, that was my sort of overarching comment about the whole article, which I can edit or remove from here. We can also see the things that I highlighted and my annotation for the highlighting there as well. So really I can come back to, in theory anyway, I can come back to my library page here and get what I need from that site and not even need to come back to it. So not only am I able to interact with information by annotating the web and highlighting these ideas, but I've got my sources captured here so I don't have to worry about not being able to find my way back to them later on. This is, to me, a great tool for internet research. It's one of those things that I look at and say, wow, I wish they'd had that when I was in college, but I wasn't so lucky. But since it's there, I thought that it would be a good thing to show you. So let me show you a little bit more about how the tagging works and how you can search through your information, and then we'll close this thing out. So we have the Onion Guide to Trick-or-Treating there at the top. If I search the tag Halloween, that's going to be the only thing that shows up. I didn't tag anything else Halloween. That's not typically the kind of thing I'm looking for when I'm working with Diigo. But there it is. On the other hand, if I can get rid of this here, if I look for the tag Writing Center, now I have a whole bunch of stuff to look at. Okay, so that's why it's so important that you tag and you think about what you're naming things as you save them, so that later on, if you have a whole bunch of resources saved on your library page, you don't end up searching and searching and searching to try to find them. Okay, so there it is, the basics of Diigo. As I said, I think it's really useful. It's pretty easy to learn. I know it does a lot of things that I don't know yet, and so again, uh, I'm hoping that some of you guys will become experts and teach me some of the tricks of the trade. That's it for now. So I'll see you in class soon, and take care.